underdog boxing, motherfucker. A post on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, from Ring Magazine reads, and I quote, "The Ring's latest pound-for-pound rankings. Shakur Stevenson moves up to number 3 following his impressive victory over Teofimo Lopez. Who do you think should be higher or lower?" End quote. Yo, this is nasty, man. I'm honestly confused by the Ring Magazine's latest decision to skyrocket Shakur Stevenson all the way up to number 3 on the pound for pound. How does the Ring Magazine justify moving Shakur Stevenson to the top 3? How do they justify that? And what we're not going to do, okay, we're not going to diminish Teofimo Lopez or Shakur's win over Lopez, but Shakur Stevenson was the favorite going into that fight. So what? We're putting Shakur on the top 3 pound for pound for beating an underdog? Like, what type of shit is that? And on top of that, Teofimo Lopez already had a loss. It's not like he was undefeated. It's not like Shakur cracked his code that nobody's ever cracked. No, he already had a loss. And so, did George Kambosos ever get placed on the top 3 for beating Teofimo Lopez? No, he didn't. So again, how do you place Shakur on the top 3 for beating Teofimo Lopez, but not George Kambosos? You see the double standards and the hypocrisy, man? And Teofimo Lopez was undefeated when Kambosos beat him. And he dropped Lopez, something Shakur couldn't do. And so somehow this win over Teofimo Lopez now makes Shakur Stevenson a better fighter than Dimitri Bivol. And you see, this is what I mean by how does the Ring Magazine justify putting Shakur on the top 3 over guys like Bivol, Bam, and Devin? So what? The Ring Magazine wants me to believe that a win over Teofimo Lopez is now a better accomplishment than a win over Canelo Alvarez? Remember, Bivol beat Canelo way before Crawford ever even thought of doing it. And so now that win over Canelo don't even mean shit because Shakur Stevenson beat Teofimo. All right, bro. Not only does Bivol have a win over Canelo Alvarez, but he's also got a win over Cruiserweight's unified world champion, Zurdo Ramirez, and he's got a win over the boogeyman, Artur Beterbiev. And Bivol was undisputed. When has Shakur Stevenson ever been undisputed? Oh, wait. When has Shakur ever fought a beast, a boogeyman like Artur Beterbiev? Shakur was offered a fight with Bivol Haney for undisputed at 135, and he turned it down. And so now, beating Canelo Alvarez before Crawford, mind you, beating Zurdo Ramirez, giving Zurdo his first loss, and running it back to back, running it back with Artur Beterbiev 2 times and becoming undisputed at light heavyweight. Now all of a sudden, none of that means shit because Shakur beat Teofimo Lopez. And then Jesse Bam Rodriguez also gets moved down from the 3rd spot on the pound for pound to the 4th when Jesse Bam Rodriguez has beaten champions, plural, champions. He's beaten multiple champions. He's beaten guys like Carlos Cuadras, Sonny Edwards, Juan Francisco El Gallo Estrada, y La Pumita Fernando Martinez. But now all that doesn't matter because Shakur beat Teofimo Lopez. And I get it, man. I get it. The performance by Shakur Stevenson was great. It was a technical, brilliant masterclass. It was a forward lead hand dominant performance. One could even argue that Shakur beat Teo with one hand. But guess what? Bam beats up guys with both hands. You know what I'm saying? On a high level, on a championship level. Gives you way more entertaining fights than Shakur does or ever will. And then you have Bivol Haney, who has been undisputed. Has Shakur been undisputed? No. Right? And not only that, but Bivol Haney was an underdog going into his last fight versus Brian Norman. And he only gets placed at number 9. So, again, how does the Ring Magazine justify placing Shakur Stevenson on the top 3 over guys like Bivol, Bam, and Bivol Haney? They can't, and they won't. But what I think is going on here is the Ring Magazine has an agenda or a narrative that they're trying to push. It's almost like they're trying to rekindle the Floyd Money Mayweather era with Shakur Stevenson being their little back foot sweetheart or cutie pie. But it's like Turkey Al Sheik, the Ring Magazine, they aren't paying attention to what the streets are saying. Because most people, the casual fan, they don't want to watch that bullshit of defensive style fighting, safety first, no knockdowns, no knockouts, just safe, boring decision wins. And it's not just me saying this. By now, I've heard plenty of people say the same thing as I'm saying right now.
Is a great fighter, but I wouldn't pay my hard-earned money to $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 for tickets to go see him.
No,
it's just not.
Okay, hey, give me a better understanding on why you would. Now me, as much as
because I want to see some fighting. I don't want to see no and people like, well, that's if you go back and look at Floyd at 130, 135, 140, Floyd was getting people out of there. Look at Sugar Ray at that same weight, was getting people out of there. Look at Hearns. You look at Sweet Pea Whitaker. You look at all the great fighters that fought at 30, 35, 40. They were getting people out of there. I just don't think this style, he's not going to get enough people fighting this style, Ocho, to get him that $30, $40 million payday that he's looking.
Hey, man, my people been watching the fight. That's a good fight. The object of the fight is to win. Shakur, you won that fight. Don't nobody want to see that, bro.
We'll hear from the judges when we return.
I'm rooting for you. I want you to have all the success in the world. Don't nobody want to watch that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you can't be hit. I ain't gonna lie. You one of the coldest motherfucking punches. I give you that. I cannot hit you at all. That's a skill that is hard to perfect. But nobody want to watch that. You won. We wanted you to win. I was rooting for you. But I wouldn't watch that again. That damn show ain't finna pay-per-view that boy.
Yeah, we gotta have a little bit more output than that.
Something, come on, bro. We can't do that.
Just a little
all right?
bit,
We with you, but we ain't paying for that next go-round.
at all.
Shakur, I'm on you. Even though you beat Timo, all the stuff that Timo was talking, all that trash that he was doing, he's saying nigga, he throwing bananas at you and all that type of stuff, right? Yeah, you beat him, but you should have knocked his ass out cold. But because you worried about your little record, because you don't want to get embarrassed, you want to blame it. Oh, well, it's the art of boxing. Or I just want to show my jab all night. You a hoe. You a hoe. You ain't want to go out there and put on your best performance. So with that being said, stop disrespecting us, bro. We are way more entertaining than y'all. It just is what it is. When we watch you guys fight, it's predictable on who's going to win. So there ain't no excitement in that. And the UFC, you don't know who going to get it. From the wrestling, from the submissions, from the from knees, from elbows, from kicks, spinning back kicks, spinning fists. And y'all try to say, no, y'all the real fighters. How? How y'all the real fighters? If we came outside, literally where I'm at right now, I could kill you.
In the last video of the UFC fighter, Joaquin Buckley, saying that the UFC is way more exciting than boxing, it did make my blood boil a little bit because I'm a boxing guy. And, but I can't even rebuttal his argument because the numbers don't lie. The casual audience is tuning into the UFC way more than boxing. And why is that? Well, it's because there's a lot more violence going on in the UFC. That's why. And that's why I say that we have to get away from the Money Mayweather era with all that gay shit, with all the feints, all the dancing around, the shimmying and shit. Or Shakur Stevenson just throwing a jab with one hand all night, fighting with one hand. And in the video before this one, before the Joaquin Buckley video, Steven Jackson, he was saying that he's not paying for a Shakur Stevenson pay-per-view next go around. And I feel the same way because $70 is too much money for me to not be entertained. I work too hard for my money, man. I've always paid for the pay-per-views, but not anymore. I'm officially a fire stick boy after that last Shakur Stevenson fight, man. I'm dead ass. If they want to put Shakur Stevenson on a prelim somewhere, on an undercard, that's cool. But if they put Shakur Stevenson on the main event, I'm fire sticking the shit out of that fight. I'm serious. I already canceled my DAZN subscription, and my Fire Stick box is on its way. Yes, sir. It's just I'm tired of being unsatisfied and having to pay for pay-per-views and not being content. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be like the rest of y'all, man, and Fire Stick. You know what I'm saying? That way, I won't be as angry and bitter. You know what I'm saying? When I watch a Shakur fight, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is this for retarded? Give me back my $70. You know what I'm saying? I could just be like y'all and just steal the shit. That way I won't be as angry. But I'm just starting to ramble now, guys. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. And you already know. Catch you on the next one. Once again, this has been your boy Big O Dog. Boxing in the mouth is bitch.